Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Today we're doing clg versus Dignitas, and this is going to be a very interesting match. Well, at least for me, because I am a huge clg fan, but I think they will lose this very hard because they have been really sucky lately, and by lately I mean for the last, well, about 6 months. So yeah, it will be interesting because on the one hand, I want to root for clg, but on the other hand, I think that Dignitas is just going to completely dominate them. But we'll have to see how this works out. Anyway, this is the LCS 2013 North American Spring, and this is W6D1, which I think is just day one of the tournament. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little bit behind because I'm only doing one game a day. I should probably up that a little bit. Apparently, Fromu is now part of clg, or maybe just for this tournament. I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to see how that works out. So I don't know what the structure of this tournament is. I do know they get more than just a one match because well, this is the second match for Dignitas that we've seen. So yeah, they probably have more than single elimination. So even if they lose this, clg will still get to play another day. Excellent. Yeah, we're starting off here with the jungle. Volibear in the jungle for the one side and Nessus in the jungle for the other side. So Nessus jungle, yeah, always interesting. But he is, yeah, he's not a very good mid gamer. He is very good in the end game though. And we'll have to see how that works out. So Hotshot GG apparently back in top lane, and he is playing Malphite against the Rumble. That's going to be a hard lane because obviously Rumble has some nice range skills, and Malphite really only has the slow thingy, the seismic shard, I believe that's called. It doesn't really matter what it's called, everyone knows what it is. Anyhow, mid lane, yeah, that is going to be, hang on, who is that? Oh, that's Orianna. Okay, that's Orianna versus Diana. That should be for a lane for Orianna. She has big burst damage, but they both do, but she has ranged attacks where the Diana, of course, is a melee champion. So, yeah, the bottom lane, yeah, Ezreal versus Caitlyn. Yeah, that's normally going to be Caitlyn's game, but we'll have to see how that works. The support, yeah, Elise's support, that is a really unique choice. Never seen that before, although I'm pretty sure it can work wonders because, well, you do have a stun and you do have that ability to jump in on people. So you're going to be kind of an aggressive support versus Lulu, who's more of a semi-defensive support. Of course, Lulu has a shield, which is very useful. Plus, she has a movement speed boost, which is also very useful. But it's not, yeah, it's just not the same. The Elise pick is basically meant to allow people to do damage, but not do damage herself. And we'll have to see how that works out. So as you can see, the lane is pushing pretty hard into the direction of Dignitas, meaning that they are going to lose a few minions to the tower, and that's exactly what clg is playing at. clg Link, never heard of him. Is Big Fat GG no longer part of this, or I don't know. I haven't really kept up with the roster changes at all, but maybe he just stopped or he went to another team, or I don't know. It's probably for the best that they actually switched a couple of people, because as I said, for the last 6 months or so, well, maybe even more, they haven't really performed at all. Yeah, that's quite a shame, because in Season 1 they were just unbeatable, and now they have to be lucky if they even get to the point where they can, they're in the third place finals, basically. But yeah, I don't know. It seems that that they're just not performing as well as they were. They're definitely not keeping up with the modern tactics and such, and they don't really have the ingenuity that they were known for. They were known for kind of being creative with new champions, with new tactics, and kind of, yeah, trying to make that work. Nowadays it's just the standard champions with the standard tactics, and look at that, yeah, the stun into, well, just about everything that they had puts the Ezreal at very low health. And wow, I'm not actually sure what this guy is doing there, because the lane is totally pushed into the other direction, so I'm not actually sure what he wants there. Is he really going to wait there until the lane pushes back? Because that would take quite a while. Obviously the pink ward spotted him when he came in, but that doesn't mean that they actually know that he's in there. Obviously they're going to check that first, and they do have, yeah, they do have two guys coming in. And are they going to do anything here? Well, Elisa at least very low. Oh yeah, they do get the first blood there, but it's going to be, yep, 2 kills for the enemy team, maybe even 3. Oh, Volibear, does he have the toss back? Oh man, this is going to be so close to 4 kills. 3 kills. Oh, that was so close to 4. But very nicely done. They end up with 3 kills for 1. And yeah, they're going to end up with an extra tower here as well. Yeah, it's not going to completely die, but it's going to be pretty close. And of course, yeah, that's what you do if you have a solo lane. So if you have a lane with no opponent, that's what you do. You just do damage to the tower as much as possible while picking up all of the minions. And here you see the strength of that Diana. And Diana has been picked quite a lot in this tournament so far, because she is of course a very strong champion. She has a lot of burst damage. She also has that shield which keeps her alive for a pretty long time. And especially if you can be in the middle of the minions or close to a champion. Because then it not only does, well, the first batch of shield, you also do damage and you get the second batch of shield, which is just excellent. So Rumble and Diana stealing the blue buff there, which is an excellent pickup for them. It means that Orianna does not get that, and Orianna without the blue buff is not nearly as scary as Orianna with a blue buff. Yeah, Charles are now discovering that that is no longer available, and they're going to take their own blue buff as well. And since they already have one on the mid laner, I guess this one just goes to Volibear. Because why not? I mean, Volibear can work with a blue buff. He can use his the cooldown reduction as well as the mana, because he is relatively mana hungry. It's not like you rely on just basic attacks. Oh, a great stun, and yeah, a very easy kill. So just yeah, once again a great burst coming out, and of course the stun from Elise is so risk free because it's long range. It's a skill shot, so yeah, it's you don't have to commit at all, but if you land it, it's pretty long, so yeah, you do want to follow up on that, obviously. So yeah, it's just a great thing to have. And obviously it's going to work well in team fights with the ultimate, or the 2 ultimates from what you call Diana. Because Diana, of course, if someone is standing still, can easily land that Q and then get a double ultimate on someone, closing the gap twice. And yeah, just here you see it, insane burst damage. And even though Volibear had a little bit to do with that, it didn't really matter, would have died anyway. But yeah, we got a turret here with Dignitas, and yeah, 5-1. I think this match is already over, because they're going to pick up a dragon, and that puts them about 5k gold ahead. And 5k gold is just, yeah, that's an insane amount at this point, because they're at 11k gold. That's about 40% of what they have. So how are you ever going to come back from that? And obviously in the top lane, we see that there's only 10 minions difference. There's nothing happened there yet. In the jungle, yeah, it's 1 kill each. It's just that Volibear has those 3 assists, and yeah, that is going to make a big difference. In the mid lane, yeah, we see 30 more minions for Diana because of that gank in bottom lane. She could farm pretty easily then, and once you get ahead, yeah, you get further ahead. Orianna already died twice, once in the bottom lane and once, I guess, somewhere else, but I forgot. Once probably to the... Oh, no, we just saw her die. Duh. Nice. Very good memory. Me. Yeah, short-term memory, the best ever. Anyway, the bottom lane is still pretty equal. Both of them have around 80 minions. Just that the 2 kills on Caitlyn are going to make a big difference. And the 1 kill on the support really isn't going to. But, well, it may actually put them ahead a little bit. It is about time that Lulu recalls and buys some items. And that's exactly what she's doing. So, yeah, she's going to buy that gold item, making sure that the team actually gets a little more gold. Or rather, she gets a little more gold. But it is going to make a big difference. Because, yeah, on the enemy team, there is no gold item yet. They decided to go for that Sightstone first. Of course, the Sightstone pays back for itself way easier than the gold items do. Because the gold items take about 13 minutes to pay back, and that's just the Philosopher's Stone. The rest takes even longer. Well, depending on the amount of minions you get or the amount of attacks or whatever. Yeah, it's just that you normally want to go for the items that, well, that get you the biggest advantage first, and that's why we see the Sightstone on Elise, because that is actually an item that pays for itself in pretty short term. And wow, once again that big burst, and once again a double kill. No, not this time, not this time. So yeah, I think he used his ultimate to get out of that one. Yeah, he probably did, because he was gone all of a sudden and we obviously couldn't see. I think they're using the directed camera here, which is kind of an odd choice for tournament casters, but yeah, at least they don't miss too many of the well, of the fights. But yeah, it also misses quite a few of the fights normally, the directed camera. I mean, if you've seen my games that I actually cast with directed camera, you can see why. And yeah, we saw one yesterday, and oh, Azrael actually going to live. But yeah, we're not going to live with the other 3, I have to feel, because... Oh wow, they couldn't follow up. Wow. Yeah, and now everyone on the CLG side is going to die. Oh wow, that ultimate from Volibear actually landing a kill because of the bounce. Actually getting the last hit there on Hotshot is 1-7. And yeah, this was kind of what I was saying in the early game. They're 3 turrets behind, they're 6 kills behind. And yeah, there's 7k gold behind. And yeah, it's just that they are going to be dominated by this Dignitas team. It seems that Dignitas just has a better grip on, well, tactics, better flexibility. Even though, as I said, the CLG used to be so flexible. They used to be able to invent new tactics and, well, do everything that they should do as a pro team. But it just, it's not there anymore. So I don't know why. Maybe they should really just hire someone to help them with their tactics. But yeah, they are individual, really good players normally. And yeah, we'll just have to see how that gets formed into a team into the rest of the season. But well, they do realize that they're not a real team anymore, I guess. Maybe this is just because I see a lot of new names. Maybe this is just a new team. So yeah, they aren't really grouped up yet as a team, and I don't know. Anyhow, we have well, a non-exciting match for the rest here, because obviously this is over. But we're going to enjoy the plays anyway. Hopefully there will be some good plays still to come. But yeah, well, Dignitas is probably going to play it a little bit safe, because they know that if they just play the game right now, they're so far ahead that they're going to grab kills for 1-for-0 trades, yeah, all the time. It doesn't really matter what the rest is doing and what the enemy is doing. Because at this point, as long as they don't get caught, they're not going to give back kills. They're going to just get further and further ahead. And so every 1-for-2 trade, or well, 1-for-3 maybe, I don't know, that's all good. But they're never going to trade 1-for-1 anymore, because I think if they play safe, they're not going to lose any kills anymore. Not, well, for just getting caught, I mean. Because this is going to happen all the time. And of course, with the second ultimate stack... Oh, he doesn't have that. Oh, he did have it. He did have the second ultimate stack. He just didn't want to expand it. He wanted to hit once again with the Q. And then have that last ultimate stack still available. Of course, the cooldown on the ultimate is really low. But yeah. He knew that he wasn't going to grab that kill at any point. And yeah, as you can see, the Dragon once again going to the red team. They are on top of their game here. Really playing it safe and just grouping up, getting the Dragon. And then, yeah, well, 3 guys come in. But it's a 5 versus 3 at best. And they spread out way too much. They're going to lose multiple champions here. And yeah, bye-bye. Yeah, it looks so easy to do, but it's 1 to 10 now, so yeah, then it is easy to do, I guess. And yeah, you can just see how easy it is once you get ahead, to get further ahead. That's exactly the way the game is designed, of course. That's the way the game is supposed to be played. You're supposed to get an early advantage and, well, get better items than your opponents. And if you have similar picks, so yeah, like in these teams, both teams had lanes they could win. And well, if you have similar picks, so similar amounts of damage and everything, CC, then yeah, you can both win, and the one who takes the early game advantage normally wins then. So unless you have champions that really don't scale at all, you're always going to be fine. And especially, well, the kills on Caitlyn early on. So she got 2 kills really early on, and that was, of course, well, just too much. I mean, she could easily just dominate that lane. She didn't, though, because she didn't get any more kills. It is mostly the Diana who's dominating her lane, and of course with the Volibear jungle, it worked out really well because Volibear is a really aggressive jungler. He can do really well with a little bit of gold and just running in there, not getting killed, and running back out when the time is there. But as you can see, it is just, yeah, it's Dignitas all over the place. Everywhere we go, everywhere there's a farm to be had, there's just one Dignitas player picking it up, and then the CLG team just has to, well, hope to defend at some point. But it's all going to be very difficult to defend because of the amount of gold they all have. But well, not going to count them out yet. Well, I do think this match is over. There's like maybe a 1% chance of winning this, and I think 1% is even exaggerated. But well, if they have a plan, if they can make something happen, 1 versus 3 or 3 versus 1, the CLG team that is. So if they finally catch someone off guard and catch someone like Diana and get a 1 for 0, then yeah, or a kill for nothing, I should say. Then yeah, they should be able to do this. But the problem is that even if they get a kill and don't get killed in return, there are 2 other lanes that are also pushing. I mean, top lane is pushing on its own. Mid lane is pushing because of the rumble that's there. And of course, that is also a concern. So even if you go into a fight like this, 5 versus 3, you have 2 other champions that are doing something else and that are kind of, yeah, just just wrecking your base, and that is not fun to have. Rumble was coming in, but he didn't care enough. He just wants to farm now. He's going to push that middle lane, and yeah, that means that Ezreal has to be dispatched to do that, and that means that this tower is going to go down now. Of course, they couldn't wipe out the minion wave very efficiently, which means that, well, you can't really defend the tower then. And yeah, you always see how easy it is to get these kills, just diving in there. And yeah, Diana still taking some tower shots, but yeah, it took about 4 there. But yeah, you can see she is still high enough health to stay in, still about 3/4 health. And 1-11 now, really not able to do anything. I think at some point they will get a second kill, but yeah, it's not going to happen. I mean, you have to ace the team at least twice, not only to catch up, but to have a chance here, because they have no towers down. 0 towers, and they're so far behind because of all the dragons they missed, because there's already 3 dragons on the Dignitas team. So yeah, you're not going to get those back, even if you equalize the score in kills. But yeah, you're not going to get 3 aces for 0 and get barons and such, because that is just not going to happen. Kiwi Kid, never heard of him. Patoy, also never heard of him. But apparently they are playing really like a team, because, well, that's what we're seeing. They're good individual players, and yeah, they really do know when to group up and when not to. Although, well, this this demonstration of power was mostly due to the fact that they had one good gank in bottom lane, which gave them 3 kills, and then they they had a good mid laner, who also picked up 2 or 3 kills in the early game, and after that, it was kind of just doing your own thing. It's they haven't really shown us super teamwork yet, because super teamwork of course comes in when you're at least equal to your opponent, or at most I should say, because if you're behind, that is when you see teamwork shine. And well, that's exactly why I don't think that CLG will come back from this. And it's really sad to say for me, because I am really a big fan of CLG, as many people who follow my channel will know, because most of the CLG players are just, they have play styles that actually, that I actually like. I like to watch those play styles. But as you can see, the whole jungle is swarming with well, everywhere they go, there's Dignitas all over the place. It's just hard to be a CLG fan in this period of time. Maybe they will make a comeback at some point, but yeah, not in this match. But I mean, in general, maybe there will be a better team at some point. Well, going in on the Mel fight here, that is interesting to say the least. And at least we're going to get a kill here with Dignitas. And oh, who's going to be next? Okay, you're going to be next. And this is where the mid game, where we are at the mid game. You see that the doggy doesn't actually have enough damage yet to solo and enough defense to solo the entire team, but he does have he did have that in the early game. In the early game, he has enough CC and such to get a good gank off. In the late game, he has enough damage and defense to solo the entire enemy team. But in the mid game, he just doesn't do that much, and that is kind of a problem right now, because this is the mid game and this is their only chance to come back. 1-13. It's just that's not going to happen, and that is it just makes me sad. That's all. Sorry to keep repeating myself, but that's the way it is. So yeah, once again, the 4th dragon there to the red team. The red team getting 4,000 gold out of that. And of course 6 towers, that is like 4,500. So that's 7,500 gold right there. And then we're not even talking about the 12 kills they're ahead. Yeah, well, all in all, 13k gold ahead, and 12.5. Okay, I'll give you that. But yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Oh man, I don't know why they won't surrender, because at 113 you're not going to win at all. maybe there's a. I mean, in the season 1 tournament, it was all about the time, so they only played best of 2. I don't know how they wanted to do that, but yeah. They realized their game took way too long to make a best of 3 in the time they had available. So they made it a best of 2 for each match, and then if it ended up 1-1, the guy with the fastest win time, that was the winner. That was just ridiculous, but it is the way they played it in season 1, and I don't know if it still matters, but well, CLG has to realize there's nothing they can do at this moment. There's really nothing they can do. But yeah, they're still playing it. But yeah, that makes me wonder whether there is such a rule in place. Like if you lose, then or if you the match you lose versus the matches you win, and then the time has something to do with it, with the ranking. I don't know. It just seems a little bit weird. But that's why in season 1 we saw kind of rushed victories. And in season 2 that rule was completely gone, because we saw more tactical victories. And of course season 2 was mostly based, or most of the tournaments were based around stuns. We would see teams with a lot of stuns, especially in the early season 2. And they would get one stun off and then follow up with all the other stuns until someone was actually dead. And that's how you played the game back then. And nowadays it's more about the burst damage. That's why we see all of these bursty champions, either bursty or very tanky. So top laners very tanky. The burst damage in the middle, and even someone like Caitlyn can be considered kind of a burst damage champion, because she does add a lot of burst to the fight. Although she's definitely not a real burst damage champion, but Ezreal, well, he is. And also the support on Dignitas, the Elise is a very bursty champion. It's really just stun into everything, and yeah, not like the... Well, for example, Ashe. Ashe is a really damage over time kind of champion. So yeah, she does have a stun though, so that kind of makes it easier. But yeah, well, the slow kind of tells it all. The slow on her Q, of course, that that kind of tells you how she plays, because she doesn't care about the actual damage that she does in one go. She does, however, stick to the champion that she's attacking, and wow, they actually do get another kill. Wow. It's just that it's a 1-4 entire team trade. The entire CLG team was low there, so they all have to back off. Oh my god, they finally killed the Diana. But then, oh, it's still a 1-for-1 trade, by the way. I didn't even see that, but they finally get a kill, but then their entire team just dies. Well, almost dies. I guess only one guy actually died. So yeah, that was exactly what I meant by saying, well, there's nothing they can do. Because what are they going to do here? They can't go up against this at all. They can't stand in any kind of team fight. So as long as the Dignitas team has 2 team members, even if they attack with 5, they're going to lose someone, because they can't take the damage. And well, Ness is actually taking a pretty big hit there, but he was still safe, so it's all good. And we're going to get a second inhibitor. The last tower goes down from the base towers. Only the inhibitor towers are still up. Or sorry, the Nexus towers. Yeah, this is nearing its end, which is great, because this game was over a long time ago. Oh, yeah, I guess I really have no clue what to talk about here. I mean, this is just waiting for the end of the match. Already talked about so much stuff that really has nothing to do with the match. But yeah, well, I'm just looking forward to the next games, I guess, and maybe we're going to see another pentakill here. I don't know. For those of you who don't know, the TSM team got a pentakill in their first game ever in this tournament. In fact, it was made by someone who played their first match ever for TSM, or for any pro team, I think. But yeah, pretty cute. So yeah, still defense of the base. I really don't understand why though. As I said, maybe it has something to do with a rule that you can't give up, or well, that you shouldn't give up, so that the time of your Nexus kill actually matters. But we'll see. So yeah, last fight. Because, well, the complete Dignitas team is here. And they're just going to wreck faces here. Bye-bye. So the kill on Nasus. Nasus, who has not been having a good match. It's 1-6-0-4 on the Mel fight. And the rest is all still pretty okay. It's just, yeah, it's bad, but not like super bad. So yeah, an easy win there. And Dignitas just taking the win so easily. And yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.